Lord, once again, I find myself awake in the middle of the night, not because of a sound, not because of a bad dream, but because of this weight in my chest that refuses to let me rest. I don't even know what to call it. Worry, weariness, or the ache of holding it together for too long. I've tried, Lord. I really have. I've spoken faith even when fear was screaming inside. I've smiled through the tears, stayed strong when I felt like crumbling. I've prayed, but lately, my words feel like whispers into silence. And now, here at 3 a.m., I'm no longer pretending. I'm tired. I'm unsure. I'm in need of a breakthrough. If you are listening, and I believe you are, please draw near. Let me know I'm not alone in this darkness. Just one whisper from you, Lord, and I'll keep going. My beloved child, you didn't stumble here by accident. I've been waiting for you in this quiet moment. I saw the tears you tried to hide, the questions buried deep in your heart, the silent prayers whispered through the night. I know the weight you carry, but you are not alone. I am here with you, beside you, for you. Let this be your reminder. When the world is sleeping and your soul feels the most awake, I am closest. Come now, rest in me. I've been waiting to hold you. You've heard his voice. Now take a deep breath and let your heart be still. This is no longer the hour of anxiety, it is the hour of encounter. You are not just surviving the night, you are being led into a moment of breakthrough. The same God who called you awake is now calling you deeper. Let go of the pressure to have the perfect prayer. Simply bring your heart, bring your weariness, your hope, your trembling faith. That's all he asks. Have you ever wondered why you're awake right now? It's not rando, it's divine. This early hour, whether 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., is heaven's invitation. You didn't plan to listen, but God planned to speak. Come to me, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. This is holy ground. While the world sleeps, the Spirit is awake. This silence isn't empty, it's sacred. Those who seek me early shall find me. Proverbs 8:17. Lean in. He's already speaking with peace, with clarity, with power. Don't miss it. This is your moment. Let me take you to the pages of Scripture, to a man whose life was marked by trials and triumphs. Joseph, the dreamer. Joseph was a young man with a vision from God, a bold, beautiful dream about his future. But instead of immediate fulfillment, his journey was riddled with betrayal, false accusations, and imprisonment. His own brothers sold him into slavery, thinking they had silenced his destiny, thinking they had buried what God had revealed. But what they didn't know is that God doesn't bury his promises, he plants them. Even in the pit, Joseph trusted God. Even in the prison, he believed in the promise. God's hand was with Joseph through every step of his journey. In Potiphar's house, Joseph excelled not because of favor with men, but because of his integrity. He did what was right, even when no one was watching. Even when falsely accused and thrown into prison, Joseph did not let bitterness define him. He remained faithful. He remained hopeful. And even in that prison, God gave him favor. He interpreted dreams. He comforted others. He waited until the moment came when his gift made room for him before Pharaoh. And just like that, what was once buried was now being brought into the light. Joseph went from the pit to the palace, from a forgotten prisoner to the second most powerful man in all of Egypt. Because God's promises never fail, the journey didn't disqualify him, it prepared him. The delays weren't denials, they were divine development. What man meant for evil, God turned into good. So, beloved, what are the pits you find yourself in today? What are the prisons of fear, doubt, or lack that hold you captive? Is it disappointment, loss, a broken relationship, debt, a diagnosis you didn't expect? Maybe you feel like Joseph, thrown into a place you never asked to be, forgotten by people you thought would stand by you, struggling to understand why God gave you a dream, but the path seems nothing like the promise. I see you. More importantly, God sees you. You're not buried. You're being planted, and the roots are going deeper than you realize. Like Joseph, your breakthrough is not only possible, it's on the horizon. God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't overlook faithfulness. He doesn't forget the ones who cling to him in the darkness. So keep trusting, keep praying, keep believing. He is with you in the pit. He is speaking to you in the prison. And when the time is right, he will raise you up in ways no man can stop. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. Has this story moved you? Have you seen glimpses of your own struggles and triumphs in Joseph's journey? Then don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Declare it. Let someone else know that even in the darkest chapters, God is still writing. He's still working. He's still faithful. And so are you. If you're still waiting for your breakthrough, let us know how we can stand in prayer with you. Because as you share your testimony, your need, you're stepping into the light of his grace and provision. He sees your heart. He hears your cries. And he's already working behind the scenes, lining up people, aligning moments, positioning breakthrough. This is not the end. It's the turning point. Just like Joseph, your story is far from over, and your palace moment is coming. And Lord, for the hearts that ache in silence because of family, you see them too. You see the mother who feels invisible in her own home. You see the father who carries pressure no one acknowledges. You see the spouse who prays for restoration, but feels alone in the waiting. You see the child who's grown distant, the sibling who stopped talking, the house that's become too quiet, and still, you care. You care about the dinner tables filled with tension, the holidays wrapped in obligation instead of joy, the text messages left unanswered, the words that were said in anger and the ones that were never said at all. So much is left unspoken, but not unseen. I lift every family into your hands right now, Lord. The broken and the blended, the grieving and the growing, the hopeful and the hanging on by a thread. I cling tightly to the promise found in Malachi 4-6. He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the hearts of the children to their parents. Turn hearts, Lord. Turn silence into conversation. Turn coldness into compassion. Turn distance into closeness, not by human effort, but by divine grace. Heal generational wounds, the pain that was passed down like an inheritance, the trauma that no one talked about, but everyone carried, the cycles of anger, of absence, of shame. Break them now, God, not just for one person, but for the whole family line. Let what starts in one heart ripple through every branch of the family tree. And for the parents who are praying for prodigal children, remind them that you never stop chasing, that no one is too far gone, that their prayers are not in vain. Today, I boldly declare the promise of Isaiah 49:25 over every household. I will contend with those who contend with you, and I will save your children. Let this be the season of return. Let the lost come home not just to a place, but to love. Let the stubborn soften. Let apologies be spoken. Let healing begin, even if it's messy. For marriages hanging by threads, tie them tighter with cords of understanding. For single parents feeling stretched too thin, carry the weight they can't. For grandparents raising grandkids, give strength for every extra mile. For every home where tension lives, move in and shift the atmosphere. Let laughter return where only sighs have lived. Let peace reign where anxiety had camped out. Let love true, patient, godly love become the language of the home again. Even in what feels like dysfunction, you can bring divine function. Even in what looks like fragments, you can form something whole. Even in what's been broken for years, you can still redeem. Because family is your idea, God. And you don't abandon what you design. You don't give up when things get messy. You step in. So step in now. Into every hallway, every kitchen, every bedroom, every phone call, every memory, every silence. You are the God who restores. And even here, even now, you are working. And Lord, you see the ones who are tired of counting bills, counting coins, counting days until the next paycheck, trying to stretch what was never enough to begin with. You see the single mom staring at an empty fridge, the retiree wondering if the pension will last, the father who hasn't told his family that the job ended 2 weeks ago, the college graduate drowning in debt with no open doors, the small business owner watching everything slip through their fingers. And you care. You don't shame us for needing provision. You are Jehovah Jireh, provider, not just in the spiritual, but in the tangible, not just for heaven, but for here. I cling tightly to the promise found in Philippians 4:19. And my God will supply every need of yours according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus. So supply, Lord. Supply not just the bills, but the belief that you are near. Supply not just the income, but the peace to rest between paychecks. Supply not just groceries, but dignity in the process. For those who feel forgotten in the job, hunt open unexpected doors. For those whose hands are willing, but bodies are tired, send supernatural strength. For those who feel like they're failing at being providers, remind them that you are the source, not their resume. Lord, lift the shame tied to lack. Break the fear wrapped around every unpaid notice. Quiet the voice that says, you'll never get ahead. You're always behind. You're cursed. Replace it with truth. They are not cursed, they are covered. They are not behind, they're being positioned. They are not forgotten, they're seen and sustained. Today, I boldly declare the promise of Deuteronomy 28:12 over every hand that's been sowing in tears. The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain on your land in season, and to bless all the work of your hands. Bless the work of their hands. Bless the effort no one applauds. Bless the hours poured into caregiving, cleaning, creating, driving, lifting, building. Bless the ones working night shifts, double shifts, thankless shifts. Bless the ones who serve others while silently struggling themselves. And for those who've given faithfully but haven't seen the harvest yet, remind them, you are never late. You are never indifferent. You are working where they cannot see. Let unexpected checks arrive. Let debt forgiveness come. Let side jobs become steady streams. Let dormant gifts become divine solutions. Let phone calls, emails, and doors start opening. But beyond all, provision give perspective. Let them know they are more than their bank account, more than what they can offer, more than what they can produce. They are children of the King, and the inheritance of heaven belongs to them. Even if the numbers don't change overnight, change the atmosphere in their hearts. Let peace reign where panic once lived. Let gratitude flow where grumbling used to be. Let hope bloom even in the waiting. You are not just the God of overflow. You are the God of daily bread. And right now, that is enough. And now, Lord, I lift up everybody that's hurting. Everybody that has carried too much pain, too long. Every muscle that aches from years of labor. Every heartbeat that skips with worry. Every hand that trembles. Every joint that stiffens. Every lung that struggles to fill with breath. You see every illness not yet diagnosed. Every symptom brushed aside. Every doctor's report that didn't bring answers. Every prayer that's been prayed 100 times with no change in sight. You see the one fighting cancer, the one living with chronic pain, the one quietly managing a mental health diagnosis, the one who looks fine but feels anything but whole. And you care. You never said we wouldn't walk through sickness, but you did say you would walk through it with us. You never promised a life without affliction, but you did promise healing was part of your nature. I cling tightly to the promise found in Exodus 15:26. I am the Lord who heals you. So heal, Lord. Not just what hurts, but what's been numbed. Not just what's obvious, but what's been hidden. Heal the scar tissue left by trauma. Heal the wounds beneath the smile. Heal the fear of what the next test might reveal. For the ones who can't sleep through the night, bring rest. For the ones whose minds spiral with anxiety, bring stillness. For the ones who've stopped praying for healing, bring hope again. Today, I boldly declare the promise of Isaiah 53:5 over every broken place. By his wounds we are healed. Heal migraines and hormone imbalances. Heal blood sugar and blood pressure. Heal bones and joints. Heal skin and nerves. Heal digestive systems, immune systems, nervous systems. And Lord, heal the heart. Not just the physical organ, but the emotional core. The heart that's been disappointed. The heart that's grown tired of believing. The heart that still remembers the loss, the diagnosis, the decline. You are not just the healer of bodies. You are the healer of minds. The one who holds the anxious and overwhelmed. The one who lifts the fog of depression. The one who speaks peace where panic once ruled. Remind them that healing doesn't always look like magic. Sometimes it looks like slow progress. Sometimes it looks like support showing up. Sometimes it looks like strength in small steps. Let today be a day of divine reversal, a shift, a turn. Even if pain lingers, let courage return. Even if the symptoms persist, let joy rise. Even if the body doesn't change, let faith take root again. You are still the God who healed the woman who bled 12 years, who opened blind eyes, who raised the dead. And you are the same God right here, right now. So breathe life again, into lungs, into cells, into thoughts, into hope. Let this body become a testimony. Let this mind become clear. Let this soul say again, I know my Redeemer lives, and he's healing me. And Lord, you see the spaces between people, the tension behind the smiles, the distance that didn't come from one big fight but from 1,000 little hurts, from misunderstanding, from silence, from assumptions never clarified and words never taken back. You see the friendships that faded, the mentors who left, the people we used to trust but don't know how to speak to anymore. You see the loneliness that creeps in, even in crowded rooms, the small talk that never turns into real talk, the invitations that never come, the fear of being too much or not enough for anyone. And you care. You care about connection. You care about the way we treat each other. You care about the quiet wounds of rejection, jealousy, judgment. So I lift up every soul feeling isolated, not because they don't love people, but because they've been hurt by them. I lift up the ones who want to serve but feel unseen, the ones who give but never seem to be received, the ones who try to show up for others but are rarely checked on themselves. I cling tightly to the promise found in Romans 12:10. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Let that kind of love rise again, the kind that doesn't compete, that doesn't gossip, that doesn't disappear when things get messy. Heal friend groups that fractured. Heal churches that divided. Heal ministries that burned out their people. Heal teams that lost the vision you gave them. And Lord, for those in leadership, for those shepherding others while feeling empty themselves, pour back what they've poured out. Remind them that their worth is not in their results, that you're more pleased by their surrender than their stage presence. For every pastor who wants to quit, refresh them. For every worship leader who's lost their voice, renew their song. For every volunteer who's tired of being the only one showing up, send help. For every missionary far from home, be their closest companion. I boldly declare the promise of Galatians 6-9 over every weary servant. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. You're not asking us to impress. You're asking us to love, to forgive, to walk humbly, to choose unity over ego. So help us be that kind of community, a people not perfect but present, not polished but honest, not just believers but belongers, where comparison dies and encouragement lives, where correction is gentle and truth is wrapped in kindness, where we see each other the way you see us. Let ministries become safe places again. Let leaders rest without guilt. Let brothers and sisters reconcile. Let spiritual mothers and fathers rise up again. Let the lonely be placed in families, not just biologically, but spiritually. You are the God who places us in the body. You are the one who makes room for our gifts. And you're not finished building bridges. So do it now, God, in every relationship that's gone cold, in every calling that's grown heavy, in every heart that's chosen isolation over risk. Stir us again, not just to be seen, but to see, to serve, to forgive, to lead with love. Because if we carry your name, let us also carry your heart. Amen. And now, Lord, we choose to believe, even before we see. We choose to trust even before we understand. We choose to declare, even in the dark. Because faith isn't pretending everything's perfect. It's believing you're still good when things aren't. It's holding on when we don't feel strong. It's speaking truth when the lies feel louder. So we speak life over what looks dead. We speak peace over what feels chaotic. We speak healing over what still hurts. We speak hope over what looks impossible. Today, I boldly declare the promise of Romans 8:28 over every uncertain place. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. You are working even when we don't see movement. You are redeeming even the parts we regret. You are orchestrating something far beyond what we understand. So we declare, I am not forgotten. I am not forsaken. I am not finished. God is still writing my story. I am not what they said about me. I am not what I lost. I am not defined by the lowest point. I am being rebuilt from the inside out. I am not stuck. I am not weak. I am not broken beyond repair. I am held. I am chosen. I am covered. Because the same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in me. And if the grave couldn't stop him, nothing can stop what he's doing in me. I cling tightly to the promise found in 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. So I declare, even if I'm pressed, I will not be crushed. Even if I'm confused, I will not lose hope. Even if I'm tired, I will not quit. Even if I'm grieving, I will not grow bitter, because I know my Redeemer lives. And this season, this pain, this storm will not last forever. Morning is coming. Healing is coming. Provision is coming. Joy is coming. Breakthrough is coming, and I will still be standing. Not because I'm strong, but because I'm surrendered. I declare that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I declare that my mind is covered, that my home is protected, that my spirit is anchored. I declare that what the enemy meant for evil, God is turning for good. I boldly declare the promise of Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against you shall prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. I declare my heritage is hope. My inheritance is peace. My identity is secure. My future is blessed. I speak these truths over my life. even if my emotions haven't caught up, even if my surroundings don't match them yet, because I walk by faith, not by sight. Let every lie be silenced now. The lie that says I'll never change. The lie that says this is all there is. The lie that says I'm too much or not enough. The lie that says I missed my moment. I break agreement with every lie, and I step fully into what you've spoken. Today, I align with heaven. I align with the promise of Psalm 27 to 13:14. I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. So I wait not with despair, but with expectation. I wait not for disaster, but for deliverance. I wait not wondering if you'll show up, but knowing you already have. I am not who I was when this prayer began, because you've met me here. I carry peace now. I carry purpose. I carry truth. I carry the Spirit of the living God. So let me walk forward not in fear, but in quiet confidence, not looking over my shoulder, but lifting my eyes to the hills, because my help comes from the Lord, and He never sleeps. He never leaves. He never stops fighting for me. Each morning before the phone rings, before the world pulls you in, set aside a few quiet moments in God's presence. You don't need to say much. Just come with an open heart. Begin with a verse, a deep breath, a simple whisper. Lord, I'm here. Write down what you're grateful for. Journal your prayers. Sit in silence and listen. He speaks in the stillness. If possible, choose a consistent time each day, even just 5 minutes where it's just you and God. The more consistent you are, the more your soul will be shaped by peace, love, and divine strength. God doesn't ask for perfection. He simply invites you to show up. Start today, gently, honestly, consistently, and you'll begin to see life transforms in the smallest moments of prayer. You may not have all the answers yet, but you're not walking in the dark anymore. You've prayed, you've poured your heart out, and heaven has heard. You are not alone, not forgotten, not overlooked. This moment mattered, and God is moving even now on your behalf. If this prayer has stirred something in your heart, don't rush away. Let this moment breathe. Let what was whispered in the stillness take root in your soul. Consider making this space part of your daily rhythm. Return each morning, even in the middle of the night, when your heart needs rest, when your faith needs strength. God is always here, waiting to meet you again. If this prayer brought you peace, healing, or hope, share it with someone you love. You never know who is quietly struggling. Sometimes, all it takes is one invitation to remind someone they are not alone. And if you'd like more moments like this, more prayers, more stillness, more truth, subscribe, stay connected. We're building a space where hearts can breathe and souls can be restored. You belong here, you are seen here, and there is more waiting for you. May peace wrap around your soul like a warm blanket tonight. May strength rise with the sun tomorrow, and may your heart remember you are deeply loved, held, and carried every step of the way. Keep walking, keep trusting. You are never alone.